Celebrity Reads. I'm your host, Alexis K. Tyler, and we're going to talk about a couple of things. Hmm. I'm not sure I have the full story yet. We're going to get into some of it. Somebody that loves me and supports me put my Cash App in the chat. Thank you. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, baby. Hey, everybody. I love y'all. Thank you for joining me. We're going to go over a couple of things. I'm just going to skim over some things. I don't have the full story yet. I saw that DC Fly's girlfriend, longtime girlfriend, and the mother of his children was died yesterday, day before. And was it a few days ago, there was a stripper from Ghana that lived in Atlanta, 31 years old, what they call a tavibaddie, Tavi the baddie. She was a stripper, was just near Cheshire Bridge Road, and got a ride in I think it was an Uber, it was a black Escalade, and she was right around the corner from her house when she stopped. When the driver stopped, they ambushed her and shot her. One person said he usually hears a pop, pop, maybe two or three pops. He said this time it was like pop, 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 pop. And I think a police or someone that looked at it said they could tell it was multiple shooters because of the shell casings. I don't know if they shot 30, 40 times. A lady said she could see her sliding down. She was the only passenger sliding down in the back seat. And she didn't see her coming back up. I wanted to see if I could tap into her because her friend did a Facebook Live a couple days ago and had a lot of bad things to say. So I wanted to go into the underworld. I wanted to see if I could find her, and I wanted to see if Nipsey could find her and talk to her. And from the little bit I'm getting, that was a straight up, it was clearly an assassination. She has a YouTube page too, tavibaddie or Tavi the Baddie, where she wanted to be a dance hall singer. So she was focusing on developing her music career and stripping here in Atlanta. And 31, I think, had a 7-year-old. What this reminds me of, when I saw the movie Constantine, and Keanu Reeves had the lady, he was trying to help her tap into her twin sister that had committed suicide. So he filled the bathtub up with water and put her in the bathtub. She went into a trance because she was also psychic. And her and Constantine left the body and they were in hell. The sister was in hell because she committed suicide. There were demons around her and protecting her, so they could not retrieve her body. It was like that was her penance or her punishment. And it looked just really nasty down there, a lot of trash in a wasteland. And so they had to come back up. I don't remember. I don't think they got the sister back up here. At all times, whether people, it's hard to accept it, but at all times, we are always connected to the underworld. We're connected to life, physical life, and the body on this side. At any given moment, you're going to leave it, and it will physically die and rot. Go back to the earth, and the real you will get up and walk around. It's up to you whether you get another body, you want to stay here, you want to reincarnate, you want to work through things, or you want to go to the other earths or other dimensions, because there is just no heaven and no hell. I saw this girl. It looked like somebody put a real bad curse on this girl. She had a male demon. This demon is so strong, and it looks like it comes from Africa. It came across the water over the ocean. But then there are a lot of African people here that do black magic and voodoo. So it looked like she pissed someone off, and one of them was female. Well, no, it was several females because from what she was saying to me, she didn't give a fuck. She had a real bad attitude. And so somebody put this demon on her to make her self-destruct. She was very vicious, very backstabbing, very cold. And for some reason, I see she was involved in drug trafficking and heroin and coke. And it looks like she might have been involved in stealing somebody's drugs and not paying them their money. And the person that she got the drugs from was also affiliated with the Mexican cartel. I know this sounds crazy, but this lady was telling me that she was very arrogant and felt untouchable, and she was very, very treacherous, but she had two personalities, and one of them was very mannish and aggressive. So I don't know if she was bisexual, or is this just this demon that I'm seeing on this lady, and somebody put it on this lady because of her mouth and her attitude and sleeping with different people's men, then want to argue with them and want to make a big scene or hit them or act like she want to fight them. And she pissed a lot of people off because she didn't care about anybody or anything but herself. And see, people are like that. There's a lot of women that feel like they're so pretty and fine that they're not human no more, that nothing can happen to them. Nobody can touch them. The world is theirs. But they seem to forget you're not the only one that lives in this world. So how could it just belong to you? And you're not the only pretty, fine girl. Or if somebody ain't shit, within a day or two, they can go and get them some surgery and shit and look just like you. Or even better. So it's always ways to compete and enhance yourself now. We live in a society with technology. You can do anything you want to do. But when these women do that, they feel like they're the only ones and they can just shit on people and take things from people. And they become very callous and apathetic and very narcissistic because people are constantly complimenting them, looking at them naked, giving them money. And that shit goes to their head where they really believe I can do what I want to do and get away with it. And then it depends on what spirit is on you that will tell you that and deliberately cloud your mind and cloud your judgment and blind you to reality to lead you down a path to lead you into being murdered. She created a lot of enemies. I keep seeing some niggas she was fucking with. I don't know if they're from here or some Jamaican or some from other countries, as well as women. And that decided they were going to kill her because it looked like they had talked to her and warned her before. And then her girlfriend even said she had a gun. She carried a gun on her. And one of her producers for a video, the girl said on Facebook, she had a shootout like last week. So a couple of weeks ago. I don't know how she gonna have a shootout with her, one gun and 5 or 10 niggas and some bitches. I really don't know how she gonna win that one. But she stole something she had no business stealing. And it's dealing with money and drugs. The girl did not say that. I'm saying it. And I'm saying this about a spell. This thing was so demonic that was on her and so evil. And she could not control that thing. Just like when her friend said she would get drunk and turn to something totally different and start just slapping people and jumping on people and talking shit, walking in the party. And these people don't even know her. She don't know them. Just go into a fit. I feel like she can put her hands on people and start shit with them. So that was one aspect of it. But the other aspect of it is when she was dealing with these niggas with this cartel, dealing with this money and drugs. And I noticed when I looked at a couple of news clips on YouTube and on Google, they said, we real hush hush. We are not going to get into no details about this murder. I said, yeah, I know what it is, what I'm telling you right now, because I asked Nipsey, can you talk to her? Can you see her? Saw in the morgue. She's fucked up. I don't know how many times she got shot, but it's quite a few from what I could see. Fucked up. I'm sure her brother probably ain't going to tell about it. I don't know if they're going to have a funeral here. It's going to be closed. And when I seen it, she was just going, ooh, ow, ooh, ow, ooh, ow. Oh, I said, what is this? It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. I said, what's hot? She said, the bullets is hot. It's ooh, I'm hot. I'm hot. I'm hot. It's like when they tore into her, she's saying she felt it all. It was so hot. And her skin was burning down these holes. It was just burning. She said, oh, I'm so hot. And then she was lost. So she was lost. I hadn't quite seen anything like this before. She didn't know where she was. She was stumbling around the morgue. This is really fucked up to see this. Stumbling around, didn't know where she was. She knew who she was, but she didn't quite understand at the time because it feels the same. When you get out of your physical body, so-called death or physical death, it looks just like you. The physical body, so you don't know at first, unless you knew before you get out of the body, I'm getting ready to get out. Sometimes people forget or lose consciousness, but your feelings in the skin, the fingers, your vision, and the eye, all of this is the same. So many times people don't know they're physically dead until they happen to look, they're stumbling around, and then they see their body and they go, oh shit. Oh, that's me over there, and I'm standing right here, and I'm outside of that body. And they go look at it. They realize how fucked up it is, and they're like, I don't think I can get back in there. And they try to get back in there, but she saw it all broke up. She was trying to find someone to help her or get out of the door. And then started stumbling, like trying to get to her house. I'm looking at this shit. I said, what the fuck is this I'm seeing? But then she didn't want to leave the physical one that the police have. So she's now realizing once she's seen that, what the fuck going on, she know what happened. She sees it fucked up. So then she tries to get to her house. And she's thinking about, oh, my house, my keys, my car, my child. I got to see what's going on. Somebody else is in there. The police went there. They started looking through her shit, or somebody else has a key, or somebody broke in and looking through her shit. See, it's something else that she did that she had no business doing. And they over there looking through her shit, trying, and then, so I wonder, did the brother play a role in this? Because they said the brother act like he don't know how this could have happened, but he do know. So I don't know if he planning to stay here or leave town or move or go hide, because it's something dealing with organized crime that ties to this woman's hit. That was a hit. It's clear that it was a hit. The driver of the Escalade was not shot. He was not touched. They just hit the back, which means she was followed. And they knew where she lived at because it was right around the corner from apartment. This demon, oh boy, it's a voodoo doctor too. She done met down there in hell. She also hot down there. She in hell, butt naked. And he said, hello, darling, do you know me? Do you remember me? Here's an accent. It got some skulls on. Like some human skull, like round his neck, and like got this coat on, and on his head he got a skull with some black eyes on it and the teeth black. And she's like, no, I don't know who you are. And he's introducing himself. He said, your soul belongs to me. I've been with you and walking with you this whole time. And he starts to explain to her what happened to her, what he did to her, what he put on her, and how people she's involved with that she offended and she stole from and lied on and lied to and messing with these women's men that put these things on. This is a heavy demon. I'm looking at it. I'm going to have to look it up to see, can I find it? Because it let me see that this girl was cursed. And you have to stay away from people like that. When you see somebody that always likes to argue always likes to fight. Everywhere they go, they start shit with people. And they feel like nothing can't happen to them because they got a gun or they can fight or they talk shit. Get the fuck away from them because you don't know what's on that person. Or when they get drunk, they like to fight and they cannot control their thinking. That's either some of their ancestors that also has demons on them or a demon that done got on them because the person has no control. And they like to be very loud and very violent and start shit with people that they don't even know that's up their mind and they goddamn business. Get the fuck away from them because something is on them. And they are marked for extinction. They are marked for death. They are marked for elimination. Somebody is going to assassinate them because they are calling the energy to them. And they don't want to be here long. And even if they do, they let somebody put that spirit on them and didn't recognize the shit, or people tried to tell them and they didn't listen, or if they did recognize, they didn't take it off, and it's going to run them right into the ground. When you notice that shit, I don't give a fuck who it is. Unless you want to go down with them, you want to go to jail or hell with them, you better get the fuck away from them because something is going on with the person where their mind is not their own, but they got them so fucked up and got their ego in them and their arrogance in them that the person think that they got damn it normal. She's down there and talking about she's hot, she's naked, but she's still so hot. It's like flame around her. When she stepped down, it's like cold, hot coals turning orange on her feet. And she looking around and lost. And this voodoo priest that control these demons in hell, and that he said, now your soul belongs to me. You will now be a worker soul for me, to go out and gather more souls for me and lure them to me so I can make money. He's telling her she owe him a debt. And the only way, he said, your soul is bound to me. You're now a prisoner of mine. And you're going to go out and you're going to target who I tell you to target. And you're going to go and work in the spirit realm. And you want to bring me some more money, some more demonic money. This is, I think I'm going to get up out of this here. I'm going to look. I know they're going to give us some updates eventually on everything that went happen. And they looking for the shooters. I don't know if they're going to find all of them. Hopefully they might find one to tell us, or somebody inside our circle will tell us, because of the way it was done. You can tell this just not some regular person that did this. It was too much animosity. It was revenge. And it was too much anger. And that's about money. Somebody follow you at a light and shoot you clearly with automatics. Possibly 30, 40 bullets. They said there was so many bullets out there, the cartridges was all over the goddamn street. I don't know if it was all automatics or some of them were semi or some of them revolver, but the police said it was cartridges everywhere. They shot at her a lot of fucking, they stood there. Pop, 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 pop. I mean, just ran it down. Shooting only in the back seat, not in the front where the driver was. They wanted to make sure it was clearly something very heated, a lot of hate and rage and revenge. They want to make sure this motherfucker was dead. Because they pumped so many. See, that's not about a love affair. There's something deep. It might be something tied in it. But there's some deeper shit. This is money and drugs. This is some other shit. This bitch is a thief. Lord, forgive me for saying somebody that's physically dead, but that I don't see that this was a mistake, or they was trying to shoot somebody else and she happened to be there and it was mistaken identity. They've been wanting to do this because of the shit she do. And you look at her, it's like, this is a pretty lady, so she wouldn't do nothing like that. And see, that's how people get fucked up. They think, because see, the damn become beautiful. So you think of somebody pretty, she didn't think that. She didn't say that. I don't believe that. She wouldn't do that. Yeah, I do, because I seen it. I saw the real her. Once I heard that girl say a few things, her girlfriend, she said that girl fucked her up and went to different clubs and badmouthed her so bad, she had to leave Atlanta because she couldn't get no job in Atlanta. She said, but I still I didn't wish that on her. She didn't deserve it. Said, but she was real dirty and fucking treacherous. And I looked at her. I said, let me see this. Then I said, she got stole some shit. And it said, heroin. She stole some shit from the cartel. But the thing is, it might not have been direct cartel. It could have been some niggas that got it from them, that bought it from them. And she trying to goddamn finesse some niggas and fucking and sucking and trick them. And when they stashed, they trusted her somewhere and she fucking stole their shit. And they knew it was her. She wouldn't turn it in. She wouldn't pay for it. It's like, bitch, you marked for death. Do you know that you're a dead bitch? You know? And she, like she think that shit funny. I guess she thought, but people, this is a higher level hit. You can't escape shit like that. Then she would have left here. And even if she left, they still might have caught her with it because they can follow wherever the fuck you at, depending on how bad they want you and if they got bloodhounds on you. Very, very stupid what she did to do these types of things and offend these types of people in the underworld. Because, that's basically who run clubs. This will be in and out of there and selling pussy, all the stuff she was doing. Just 31 years old. Living fast like that, but treacherous. There ain't nothing wrong with stripping, but what she did, and women like her, they're treacherous. And they think they're going to be 31 forever, 20 and 30 forever. And they're going to live that life and steal shit from people and come out of that on top. Many of them don't make it. Oh, speaking of that, this confirms what I had said about Jamie a month ago. I put it in my community forum, my YouTube community forum, about this lady telling that Jamie and P. Diddy and them were playing naked basketball years ago. So it was men-only games, male celebrities that was real good looking. They would only invite men to the basketball game. Jamie pulled his drawers down. P. Diddy got his off and said they in there fucking. But the girl that said it said she got a call and she won't say who it's from. She heard and took it down and apologized and made it private. But it's too late because people saved that shit and started passing that shit around and said that Jamie is not revealing. While he had them parties with P. Diddy and a lot of celebrities said fucked up shit went on in there. Said that people was dying in the parties and getting raped and sex trafficked in them parties and ODing in the parties. Didn't I say that shit? And that Jamie had to pay for that. He ain't as innocent and sweet as y'all think. Fucking men and women's and then helping to set up women's and men to be trafficked and in there and take dope and die in there. And they just drag them out and have cleaners to cover it up and fix it up or go out and dump them in an alley, goddammit. They find them and then the person be in the morgue might come as a Jane Doe, John Doe, or a girl be from out of town. Her family don't know where she at or what done happened to her. She out there trying to become a star, hanging up on the Jamie and them and Diddy them all at the party, getting fucked and watching them fuck each other, stinking in there, smell like butt and cum and nuts in there. They fucking each other all in the ass. I just seen it confirmed my ring. I said, Jamie, no, because Jamie was right in there and said, Jamie done fucked so many men's and women's out there. The girl, no, because when she was a little girl, her mama worked for the radio station and the mother knew everybody in entertainment and she would hear her mama talking about the one that was fucking men's and women's. The time my P. Diddy was with Jamie and Jamie out there just fucking. See, it's been going on for years with him and all these other ones. That's the only way you can be out there and get you a goddamn job. Fucking and sucking. But usually gonna be the men's fucking each other in the men's only parties. Huh? And said Jamie might have said a little too much and pissed P. Diddy off. And that might also have something to do with, he said somebody coming there trying to kill him. while he was down here on the set in Atlanta. And then they said they were that's what AJ Benza, the veteran reporter that's been around for years, said that somebody inside his camp told him that they pressured him to get that Hydra. You see what I'm saying? Get that ninja. So he had to get it for the film sets and be around people. I mean, that's what they said. But see, I think James' people won't say nothing. They won't confirm or deny. But I believe, because I looked at his body and I seen he having a nervous breakdown, and they said, what, a month or so ago, he had a stroke. And I said, no, this ain't just no stroke. He got that shit. See, so that confirmed it about the basketball parties they were having naked, just a whole bunch of balls and nuts and dicks at the naked basketball party at James' house. Okay. I don't know all the details about this here. I'm just going to get into it a little bit with Jackieoh, DC Fly's girlfriend. They're not married, but they longtime girlfriend and baby mama. She got, what, 2 children? Like, she just had this year, have another one, got 3 children now, 2 girls and a boy. She told me she was murdered up there. Said the doctor neglected her and they was moving her around, moved the body around. I don't know what kind of surgery she got yet. I'm waiting to hear that, unless y'all know, y'all can put it in there, tell me. Because she showed me some kind of tube was also on her stomach, or it was laying on her stomach or in there draining. So I wondered, did she also have a stomach surgery? I wondered, did she have a pelvic abdominal surgery in the middle, or was it face, breast, and stomach? Or just in that area? She showed me, I'm seeing several things. Brain, there was a problem with the brain, no oxygen to the brain wasn't functioning. I saw the blood kind of coagulating, so I don't know if she had a clot there or the blood started clotting, if it moved anywhere. Her heart attack, heart stop. She's telling me drugs, the anesthesia, and the way it interacts with her body as well. So I wonder, was she already on medication before she went there and they knew about it? Did she also, I wonder, did her and her boyfriend get the Hydra? You know what I'm saying? Get that Cobra, get that Ninja, did they get that jab? I'm really wondering about that, since they perform and travel all the time. But she showed me the doctor was not always present. The doctor neglected her during that surgery, or he performed it, and afterwards he neglected her. So I wonder, did he leave after a certain point, make sure she woke up and thought she was okay? Or did he stay there? Because she's saying he wasn't always with her. Once the surgery was over, I wonder, was there another surgeon or assistant surgeon there? Because she's showing me someone else. She said the doctor with him, he didn't care. It was all about money, prestige, business, and reputation. So he acted like he cared, but he didn't. She said he left me. And then they moved her from one room to another. They was lifting her body up off of one table, the stretcher thing, to another. And she mentioned the anesthesiologist and the drug also that they gave her. It was more than one drug mixture for the anesthesia. So I'm wondering, what type of drug did they use? But she says one is like a small line she's showing me that might have caused her a possible side effect with her blood and with her breathing. So I'm wondering, when they took her deep, how did she go too deep into sleep? Or is she trying to tell me that they gave her too much, or whatever the side effect of one of them? She almost became like comatose. But I know they said a little bit, I saw they were able to wake her up. They said they woke her up and she seemed fine. But how do we know that shit? You see what I'm saying? How? Because she said she went too deep. That caused a negative side effect and damaged her. And said then it affected her heart and affected her brain and affected her oxygen level and her breathing. She said, but she was already experiencing it. Her body was experiencing it during the surgery. Even though she was sleeping, you can still feel things and you can remember, especially if you get outside of the body when you think about it. And she was groggy and lost, didn't know what happened. She's like, what happened? Like, how did this happen? So that's something a little bit confusing to me because I don't know the real details of it. That's a little bit I'm getting from her. And then I'm seeing her boyfriend had another lover. They had sex addictions and drug addictions. Now, I know they're supposed to be faithful to each other. I think they live here in Atlanta. Either she had another lover and would get high, or her man had another lover, several lovers, and would get high. He likes to get high. So I'm wondering, is that alcohol and smoking? Or are you doing something else? Because I'm seeing a freaky. And he also is sneaky and motherfucking freaky. There is some kind of character I see on his face. Because he's always acting silly and joking like he doesn't really, hold grudges or get angry or anything. But it's another side. It's another side to him that we don't see. And it's a demon on him and his buddies. Who is it buddies with? That what is named Nick Cannon. And some other people I see of different races where it's gay, bisexual, and straight type of sex secret parties that they got going on, as well as drug groups. They get high, they move around, but them girls do it up there on that show too. Pass folks around, have abortions for folks, take oaths, sell their soul to be on these shows. It's usually through sex and drugs, where they're getting high and seduced and giving their soul to the Baphomet. All of them, you see him hanging around. DC Fly with Nick Cannon and everybody in that group. They got demons on them. And it's a sexual drug cult. Now, I don't want to say both on them, but when I actually reading about her, it showed up on her. So I'm like, is she get freaky dicky with this nigga? I saw one video, she claimed they don't do nothing like that. It's just him and her. I don't get that. For some reason, when I look at his face, one character I see is Donald Duck, where he acts comical and silly like a cartoon. So that would take me to Walt Disney. And we know with Walt Disney and the children, how that go. And how most of the grown folks over there is pedophile and sex traffic them children under Walt Disney Park. The theme park. What they call it? How can it slip my mind? Everybody talk about that park for years. Disney World. That means it's a movie, it's a fantasy. And we know that Walt Disney was a 33-degree Mason and heavy into the occult in the movie industry and under the teachings of Aleister Crowley, as well as that man from Dianetics, L. Ron Hubbard. They all together. So that means that this man will show you a character to make you laugh and crack jokes to throw you off and think he's always like that. But then you don't see the slick, sneaky, undercover shit he do. Because for some reason, I keep seeing freaking and drugs tied to this. So I'm wondering, like I said, did this girl get a jab? As well as, was she taking? I know she just had a child, but that don't mean nothing. Women are still prescribed now during their pregnancy and after their pregnancy. So I don't know if she was doing anything recreational with her boyfriend, but he is something else. For some reason, I see the people he hang with, and he might even be gang related. He's not as sweet and innocent as he comes off to be and funny. And he has a lot of debt to pay. And he's already taken the oath. He's already under Masonic oath And these are tied to drugs, sex, and organized crime. These people are around him and hang around him. He's been around these people building up his career for years. So he's already sold out. All the people around him sold out, males and females. And they use women, basically, they just sex slaves. That's all. And they put them on TV and make them shine. But they already done sold. They sold. They're going to make the women do that. He's due because he has a lot of debts. And to go up to the next level, if you don't want to do no gay for pay, then you done did these orgies already with us. You like to get high with us. Now you're going to give up somebody that you don't want to give up. And see, sometimes these things are not direct. They could be indirect because of the contracts he signed, but he know what the fuck going on. She didn't know. She figuring it out now because she told me she was murdered. She told me Tender Sword. When I looked at the car, what happened to her? She knows she was murdered. They done cut her. She died being cut up. So like I say, when y'all find out what kind of surgery she had, let me know because I don't know very many details. But I just know somebody asked me to address it. So I don't know everything I need to know about this yet. I just know that she's panicking and she's worried about her children. Now, she is one I do not see so far as a dirty person or filled with a demon. This is not something she did that she deserved this to happen as revenge. I don't see that energy. What I do see is contracts she signed, when they tie you to that business and they give you opportunities, because it looked like she was a star when she went to have the surgery and get ready for other projects and opportunities she was working on, and she was getting ready for them by getting a touch up with the surgery. Even though she was already beautiful, it still may be things with people we don't know or we can't see, and she wanted to be perfect because she makes some money in front of the camera and traveling and wearing people clothes and selling products. However, a normal person, unless there was something underlying, and she had to have passed her test, the exams to qualify for the surgery, so it looked normal at first. But when you sign those contracts and you're also with someone that will sneakily do treacherous shit, because he the kind of nigga that'll throw a rock and hide his hand. You would never suspect him or have somebody around him do the direct shit, dirty shit, while he indirectly like, well, what, me? What about me? I was just standing here. I didn't do anything, knowing that you did. He's like that. She's not like that. So if he signs a contract and he already know you got to give us blood in 2023, you already both said gave it. See, we don't know the details. Y'all might know more than I do. I wonder if somebody else came up around him shot, dead, or fucked up. Because if he was with a group of people and something happened to somebody around him or his entourage, we know that indirectly he been doing this shit. See, those demons, they don't always decide exactly who they're going to take. So just like I said about that song, Marilyn Manson, we kill strangers because we don't kill the one we love. So they keep strangers around that they don't give a fuck about. So if it come down to you or my wife or my son, it's going to be your motherfucking ass. They keep fresh meat round because they know them demons are thirsty and they're so strong and so intense that it's hard to satisfy them. Their appetite so big. You that's why they feed them in these big concerts, singing and performing. Who is this just had a concert there with Ice Spice, Taylor Swift? She said she don't remember the concert. People coming out the goddamn concert said they don't even remember what the fuck happened in there, what was sung or what she did. They don't remember shit. Because they was hypnotized and possessed with demons to take home with them. See, they need big bodies of people for them to be satisfied for a little while. A little while might be the rest of the year or maybe 6 months. Because they so big. And they're not human. They're insatiable. So they need a lot of energy. If you want big things, you have to give them a big flesh. Animal and human and even consume. Why they possess you and you eat. I've seen people do this. I've been at voodoo parties and seen a lady get possessed, rolled a fucking goat. I'm talking about it was a big ass goat too. Rolled this motherfucker and it's standing up, and she's possessed with another voodoo spirit leaning over on the goddamn motherfucker. Then they sit there, whop, and cut his whole head off. She drinking blood, eating the shit. I mean, god damn. I'm looking at this shit. I said, did I just see what I'm talking about? It was in the daytime, like in the yard. Didn't nobody say shit. Didn't nobody come over there. Didn't nobody call the police. I watched this shit. Then cleaned it, skinned it, sliced it up, roasted that motherfucker, and you tell me something good, goddammit. It was a Haitian lady. That shit was good than a motherfucker. I ain't never been around no Haitian. Before I seen that shit, I fucked up and got possessed. The thing jumped on me. I said, oh my God, what the fuck? I got possessed, and they said, you know, they like you. These Haitian spirits like you, and told me which one it was. I said, oh my God, I couldn't hardly stand up. They had to grab me to sit down. I was about to pass out. That shit felt so heavy. See, they'll pick people who they want and start picking them. Then all of a sudden, bus get shot up, concert catch on fire, Ariana Grande folks gets trampled and smashed. People up there with Travis Scott. See what I'm saying? Because that's how they roll. They like a lot of partying. They like a lot of loudness. They like rock and roll. They like drama and confrontation and conflict, and then take motherfuckers out and make you take yourself out. Make it look like you took yourself out. But with these particular cases, when you see a boyfriend, a girlfriend that's very close to them, they live together like they married, but he didn't legally tie the knot. They keep having children together. When it's one of those that's very specific and it's somebody you feel like you can't live without, and they got little babies and they don't want to leave their babies, because now she loved their family like she loved her children, and they seem to love her. When it goes there, it is specific, and the circumstances will be set up, because she's had surgery before and it went well. I think I saw something like 5 years ago. She had surgery before, some plastic surgery. No problem. Because, see, when we find out the details, which I want to know, was the doctor present after she came from surgery, woke up, and she started having a problem with her breathing and her heart and her oxygen and staying conscious? Was he there, or did he designate that to someone else, and did he leave? Because I'm seeing some scattered movement around it. See, they will also do that. And I think this man have killed motherfuckers before, goddammit, and then covered it up. It's another doctor, but it looked like it might be his lover. You know what? Let me shut up. Shut up. They covers it up, and then, you know, they pay their malpractice insurance or whatever payout they gotta pay, and it's really like a Dracula blood type of thing. You paying, you feeding off the blood of innocent people that come in there. But see, when it's something demonic like that, the demon will get off the person around your circumstances and get on the doctor and the people around it to set your ass up for them circumstances to come about. See, do what you like, huh? And what you want to do. But do y'all know what kind of surgery she got? A mommy makeover? What does a mommy makeover include? I don't know. What you said, Healing Goddess Jocelyn, that doctor has horrible ratings. What? 2 stars said that post-op care was so bad. Knowing me, I would have stayed with my original doctor. Oh, so she never went to that doctor before, and she didn't see the ratings of the doctor, because the doctor was up there grinning with her, taking pictures, and it looked like he left her and some nurses and some other people that was in there hurt, and covered it up and moved her around the stage, and then said, this is what happened. Everything went well. She was normal and shit. And all of a sudden, what they said, like she fell out, or I don't know what, I don't know all the detail. They just said she died in surgery. Did anybody get into the detail? Because I'm telling you, she said I was moved around, and they staged me. They moved me from one room to another. Then they lifted me up and took me off of one table, gurney or whatever you call it, to another one with a white sheet. And I'm laying there, she said, but I'm still alive, but I'm not conscious. And they was talking about how they were going to set this up and stage this and moved her like to the back or side somewhere. The doctor got the fuck on. He was not there trying to revive her. I'm wondering, is there a 911 call? Did they call the ambulance to help her to make sure she got to the hospital? Did they have them on site? I see. I didn't hear anything. I'm just the little bit that I have at this point is what she's telling me. It seemed like they killed that goddamn girl. And even though it was an accident, but it was also negligence. And it was a problem where she told me brain couldn't get no oxygen to breathe, heart. Her heart started fluttering. She had a heart attack. It was being irregular, so getting real fast. Then it couldn't stay on rhythm. So I wonder what they was doing when they noticed that shit. Then it stopped, and she's showing me her stomach, around her navel, that midsection, they're going towards the vagina. So I'm wondering, and then she said this thing on her finger, the little thing reading the oxygen and pulse. They knew it was low and something wrong with it. She wasn't breathing. See, but that's all I know right now, you guys. Because somebody asked me to address this. That's all I'm going to say at this point. And then I wonder her eyes. She showed me her tongue. Her tongue and her eyes. She started turning the color. Her skin started turning. So I don't know if it was blue or they could tell she lost her oxygen and she started almost seizing. But her eyes rolled back in her head and her tongue started doing something funny. So I don't know if that meant it was going backwards, so she almost swallowed it or started to bite it, like her body went up, like she was seizing or could have vomited. Lord Jesus. And they let that happen. The doctor was not by that girl's side. And I just hope if I'm right, this comes out. If I'm wrong, I'm willing to be wrong when it comes out. That doctor wasn't there. The whole time he has people to cover for him. They do dirty shit all the time and cover shit up. People have died around him before, goddammit. And they covered that shit up and wrote that shit up different than what happened. It's in there in that operating room with that equipment. And even it might be questions about sanitary procedures in that his office, going back to anesthesia and technique and the way they cut and prep these peoples up and sew them up to avoid, COVID or infections or anything in that office. Some parts has been nasty in there. People get sick in there. After they surgery, a lot of them folks start having problems. Really, cancer? The clinics in Miami are like chop shop? No, I don't think she rich. She was supposed to go at no 32 years old. That was heavily Masonic. It was based on them contracts on that man signed. DC Fly is him. He's a Mason. She, inside that world, there things she saw she'll never tell or talk about. But at this time, I don't see her as evil. Because she'd be here and he'd be gone. And she didn't want to do that. He, on the other hand, knew that this was coming. And you know who one of his mentors is that know about that shit, that do that shit? Nick Cannon. See, that's why he's sick. And that's why he had them children, all them children, they on standby, see. Because he don't love all them children to give a fuck about them women. Some of them women is demonic as hell that he had them babies by and swapping and sleeping with them and other bitches and, doing all kind of filthy shit. Because he don't like himself. And if every woman he get with don't look nothing like him because he don't like the way he looks. He done already sold out and bent over and been butt broke to go along with the system. Like he talked all that shit. And that like he pro-black and he was going to do, tell me, I could be wrong. Did he finish the Nipsey Hussle documentary, goddammit? Huh? Because that's what he said. And then I think the powers that be let his motherfucking ass know you're not finna do that shit. Did y'all ever see it? Am I wrong? Did I just miss the shit? Did Nick Cannon finish the Nipsey Hussle and Dr. Saban's thing? Huh? Because I ain't hear nothing else about it. It's been 4 years. We're in the 4th year of his assassination, 2019. Y'all just, put in there, correct me. I'm willing to be wrong. Oh, so if you want to know, that means ain't nobody else sink this shit. Okay. And let me tell you something. I seen Nipsey's been doing a lot of fighting in the underworld. There's something wrong out there in California with his daughter Emani and that family. It's something really, really wrong. It's a lot of fighting inside of there because Emani won't listen to Nipsey's brother and his father. Like, she's hard to control. But from what I see, she is hurting and she misses her father. She's going through extreme withdrawal and she don't want to listen to nobody if it ain't her daddy. And what she doesn't know is, or maybe she does, her father is with her. He said, I've got to try to get a hold of Emani and get some control over her because nobody can control her like I can. He sees her like his baby, even though she's 14, 15 years old. But inside, I mean, she's a young lady, almost a grown woman, but mentally and emotionally not, and missing her daddy. That's the only one she would die right now to have that privilege. To hear and see her father again in the flesh. That's what's wrong with her. Because he's the one that could grab that ass up and talk to her, and she would do anything to hear him again, to see him again. That's what this is about. Grieving her father. Feeling like nobody in the world, she can't really connect with nobody in the world but her daddy. And she's rebelling because of her anger and her deep feeling of loss. Missing her daddy. Remember, he loved her since the day she was born. They were thick as thieves. They buddies, always upon each other. And to have that violently taken from her, how cruel. And I know how it feels. But you'll never be able to experience him in the physical again, but he's still so strong here. He will not leave. And that's one reason why he will not leave. He said, I have to save my daughter because I'm the only one she'll listen to. And he's been with her past few weeks, communicating with her and been fighting like hell. There are a lot of opposing energies within that family fighting, and then she's fighting with them. She's fighting with her mother. The mother is fighting. Tanisha is fighting her battles, her own demons, and within her household, and then fighting about her daughter, trying to get her daughter, and fighting Nipsey's family about the daughter, but the daughter feels alone and out in the cold. I'm talking about some of these feelings in his family are ruthless and very violent. Somebody want to do some violent shit and fuck somebody up. Around Emani and her mother, and the mother's resentment and hatred. As I told you, both baby mamas have resentment towards Black Sam and the father because he's not doing what they want him to do. He's doing what Nipsey wanted him to do. And it's still not enough. She wants total control and custody of her daughter, Emani. And it's a lot of resentment and anger. It's males and females, I'm saying, involved with this. This is chaos, fighting, arguments we cannot see, and a lot of rage, a lot of anger. And Emani is in the middle of it, and it looks like she's acting out. But I understand it. She's not a bad girl. She's not an evil, rotten girl. She's still grieving her father and going through growing pains of becoming a young woman and not having him there to usher her through the rite of passage. Sure, she loves her mother and likes to be with her mother, but it's not complete because the backbone, her backbone, and even Tanisha's strength came from Nipsey. No matter what she says, she gave him $100,000. I did this, I did that. I'm the GOAT. No, because you haven't accomplished the things that Nipsey accomplished. Even if you didn't give him the money and you said the world would not know him, and we know his brother would have made sure that they did. His brother invested a whole lot more than you. What if all the rapping, all the writing, all the creative, all the businesses, did you rap? Did you create music? Did you produce music? Did you produce his music? Did you write for him? Did you create his businesses? Because if not, how are you the GOAT? And after his physical death, what have you done on the level of Nipsey to show us that you're better than him, you're more creative, that you are the one that should be worshipped and acknowledged and not him? Because I haven't seen it. I haven't seen either baby mamas be as prolific as Arias. Joseph, Ashkenam, you're not as talented, you're not as creative. Neither one of the baby mothers are. And they have not touched the world and moved the world the way he has. They still up there passing around this man's quotes on his pictures, playing his music, downloading his music. That's how I see a lot of the pictures that I post on Instagram and everywhere else, not because I look for them. And you're talking about I'm obsessed. It's people more obsessed with Nipsey than me. That's where I get the quotes, the pictures, because people look at this, look at that. And then I say, oh, I like that. And I post. Other people send it. I think I'm doing this by myself. It's a whole bunch of people that miss him. And the people that know him, that love him and miss him. And still have not gotten over this and have a lot of rage and still want justice and feel like it's unfair. They're still suffering. 4 years is not a long time. Just when somebody that deeply impacted your life and their whole neighborhood and changed the consciousness of a people, a movement, fed a neighborhood, and then he physically died, everything went to hell. That happening with one person, that means that one person has a lot of power. And he still does, and he's still in the earth realm. He's not going to leave his daughter. He showed me all hell is broken loose out there. So, and also on the other levels with them gangs in them 60s, some of these, what y'all don't know and what he's telling me, what the public don't know, is secret gang treaties out there in LA, where gangs said that we're not going to fight, we're not going to do this, we're not going to do that. And now they are fighting. See, I didn't hear this from anybody because it's not on the news. Nipsey told me. And there's gang wars you don't know about. People out there would know, but I don't know. But this is what he said. And this is what he's showing me. He's watching all this, and something's going on within the 60s. So I wonder, they must be split, the 60s. Some believe one thing, some believe another, some going another way, or they have an inner circle of 60s that maybe run things or are over things, have different positions. And then the rest of them are foot soldiers, and they are on a need to know basis, or they might not know if someone getting arrested still and knocked off or turned into drug addicts or hustling drugs from there down to Atlanta and moving into other territories and over the border, dealing with people making transactions, because so many of them are coming over here now bringing the supplies and bringing the sex workers and the drugs, as well as a whole nother level of crime and prostitution like you've never seen, and death like you've never seen over here. Because Biden opened the borders, there is no more security. You got to protect yourself. And they're trying to destroy and defund the police. Who's going to fucking help you? Yes, some bad ones, but it's a whole bunch of good police too. And I would never vote to defund them. Because then if you don't have individual militia to protect you, or if you're not a member of a group, you're fucked. People will go and shoot your windows out, kick your door in, fuck you in your ass, and take your goddamn canned goods and your motherfucking goddamn frozen goods and get the fuck on. And what the fuck you gonna do and who you gonna call? What, Ghostbusters? Because 911 ain't gonna get you nobody if you don't want them funded to protect you, or to call the National Guard and lock all the shit down. It looks like it's going to get like that in places like a nomad land. I'm seeing this going on out there, and I'm wondering, this must mean there's still going to be legal battles over Emani, because there's no peace. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be getting it wrong. But from what I'm seeing and from what he showed me, there is conflict in there, and one of the main ones that is what they call rebellious and unable to handle is Emani. But at the same time, I can see her heart. She's not a bad person. She's lashing out And I'm sure that if anybody has been around children that have lost the most important parent, either they go within, become introverted and very depressed, and they don't talk to anybody, or they become the opposite and they lash out and they start getting in trouble, or they look like a troubled child and nobody can tell them anything. They're rebellious. It looks like rebellion, but it's really a part of it feels like, what the fuck, y'all? What can y'all tell me? Why didn't do what y'all say? Oh, y'all fucked up. Y'all know what happened to my daddy. And y'all think I don't know. You don't even want to fucking be honest with me about that. So why the fuck y'all, how y'all can tell me what to do? And why y'all didn't do nothing about this shit? Y'all acting like y'all got to tiptoe around me and not say certain shit. Y'all don't know what the fuck I know. Like she go and listen to shit and might have researched some shit online. She mad about that. I'm mad he ain't there. And that he could not survive it. Because he was ambushed. I shot so many goddamn times. And he had to make sure he was dead. Physically dead. Some dirty shit. And her heart, she cannot absorb that and then dissipate that energy and be okay. It's going to take a long time. She have to remember, she knew him her whole life. And she was his world. And he was hers. And you see them in the videos together. Every time he built up businesses, he had her right there training her to take the mantle and become a strong, successful, independent woman. He was so proud of her. Remember, they did a video and he stood there. He said, "This is our opportunity." And he said, "Okay, now it's your turn, money. You got to say it." And she said, "This is our opportunity." He said, "Wow, you did better than me, or you did really good with somebody." He started clapping for her. He said, "That's all right, money, mom." And I was like, yeah, they definitely had a karmic agreement, and that he knew her. That was his daughter before, because they're just, their spirits are like one and the same. The way their energy flowed together. And those connections are not broken because somebody physically dies, because he's so strong, he's so determined. She's strong, she's determined. He's not going to leave his daughter down here with this shit going on, because he sees her on both sides. It's like a tug of war, and she's in the middle. So I hope I hear something, or if they're going to be in more court battles with Emani until she becomes an adult. She can make her own decisions. I don't know what age that is in California, or when she will have say so over her estate, over her money. But from what I'm seeing is something very wrong with them, and she can't rest. She thinks of her daddy all the time. He thinks of her all the time. And he said, "I'm close to her. She thinks I'm gone. I'm not gone." She tries to see, can she hear her father? Because she knows, she can feel him. A part of her can feel him. And he said, "I have to fight and I have to protect her. I have to get her together, because I don't want her to lead down the wrong path and set up her hurt. I have to be there for her." That's what I've been seeing the past couple of days. So I'm going to see if anything comes out around that. And if they will go to court this year. Would it be the last time? Would it be more than one time? Because they can't see eye to eye on this thing. They're blinded by too much emotion, too much anger and rage. It's a mixture of feelings on both sides. But I see right now Tanisha is very upset. These are not happy homes like you would think. But at the same time, I still am concerned about her being the best 100% parent. Emani can't understand and see everything, so she probably wants to be with her mother all the time. But she knows things. That little girl is smarter, young lady. She's smarter than what people think she is. She's just very observant. And then maybe when you get her angry, I don't know her sign, she might lash out when you just piss her off and you think you're talking to her like she's some dumb kid. She has plenty of sense. Very critical thinker and very logical. She looks at things and observes them, and she just might not always say. And she has a lot of anger behind this shit. That's really what I see inside of her. That's why I will not attack her. It's a lot of pain. So I'm going to watch it and see what goes on. Well, I'm tired, you all. I'm just now looking at the chat. I can't look at it while I talk, but the spirit listen to me. I want to hear what the spirit say. I don't want to give you wrong information. Well, because Jordan, that happens to a lot of people that get that ninja, get that hydra. He's not the only one who will go blind and paralyzed, have a stroke, severe stroke or heart attack with a lot of bad blood clots. He's not the only one, but he can recover. So if they're taking good care of him, he can recover. Anyway, hit my cash out, make it clap. Continue to support me in the work I do. I need to sit with this. I need to rest. I'm exhausted. I've been up for the past couple of days because they've been coming in here early, fixing the house, making repairs and stuff. I'm so tired getting up real early like that. And dealing with all them energies in my house. I hate it when strangers come in my house, but they have to come and do repairs. But it always throws me off whenever strangers come in. What you said, Jason, months and coming. Yes, because we're going to the summer solstice. But it seems like from what I've seen now, every month is a sacrifice month. Some is more heavier than others, like the major holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, those things like that, summer solstice. Um, from what I've seen, it doesn't really end. It's just more extreme times than others, depending on the month and the date and the time and the year and the city and the state and the country. Because a lot of the heavier occult meetings go on in Europe at the old castles and underground here in DC. And now I see Atlanta is a heavy Masonic place where the entertainment live here and they do their movies here and they shows here. This is a heavily Masonic area and more murders have started down here. It's real bad down here. And they connected to entertainment in some kind of way. Entertainment and drugs, stripping, sex, movies, singing, rapping, gangs. They all tied together. Yep, it's murder by numbers. I already said they cloned him. They already got a body double finishing his movie. So why wouldn't they clone him? You don't know if it's a clone or not. They got somebody look just like him finishing his movie. Anyway, other people said it too. I already see it. When I saw the double, I didn't see it exactly close up, face up, to see if the face looked exactly like him. But from a distance, it was shaped like him. And everything like him. Anyway, I'm tired, y'all. I gotta give me a little rest because they coming back here in the morning. Hit my cash out. Make it clap. Hit click, like, and subscribe. I'll talk to y'all soon.